God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging. Come and see what the Lord has done, the desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear and burns the shield with fire. He says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth."
There's a story that we find in the Old Testament, in the book of Kings, of one of the prophets of God, Elijah. And after quite an impressive victory on God's behalf, Elijah faces a substantial amount of opposition, and he ends up running and hiding. And he hides up Mount Horeb, which is also known as Mount Sinai, that you might recognize from stories of Moses. And up this mountain, he hides in a cave. And while he's sitting there, he's beckoned to the entrance of the cave. He's beckoned there by God, and he stands and he looks out, and all of a sudden this raging wind, a bit like all around me right now, comes blowing through the valley. But we're told God is not in the wind. And then there is an earthquake which shakes the ground all around him. But we're told God is not in the earthquake. Then comes a fire, an inferno, which passes through the valley. But God is not in the fire. And then he comes and he sits in the cave. And in that place comes the still, small voice of God, who speaks and who beckons Elijah onwards to what he has in store. I don't know about you, but sometimes I can find that life can be a little bit deafening. So much noise all around us. It can be hard to hear, hard to focus, stuff going on that demands our attention and our focus. And that it can leave us feeling a little bit uneasy and a bit uncertain. Sometimes it's noise and drama completely out with our control. All we can do is look on at the world around us and be a little bit bewildered. And other times it's stuff that we choose to have on in the small ways, like just making sure that there's always background noise, the TV on, no matter what we're doing. Or sometimes the larger things, the drama and circumstance of life, of family, of friends, that can be a little bit all-consuming at times. Almost wonder sometimes whether or not we like it that way. We prefer life to be noisy. And it leaves me to a question of what are we trying to drown out? Because quiet is an important and a valuable thing, but it doesn't come to us lightly or easily. You have to seek it out. It's something that we have to find, to search for, to make space for in our lives. And don't get me wrong, I have heard God speak and direct in a variety of different ways over my life. But the one which I have heard him most clearly, most continually, is in that still, small voice. In the moments in time when I am willing to step away from the drama and the noise, the things that can be so demanding on my focus and my energy, and simply sit in his presence, in prayer, in reflection, in his word, to come before him and to listen, to make space for God. In these last few months, they have probably had more opportunity for quiet than we've had in some time. I wonder how you've used that. So I would encourage you today to find that quiet place, to take time out of the drama and the noise and everything else in life that is going on around, and simply listen. Ask God what he has to say, and listen to how he is calling, to how he is beckoning, to how he is inviting you onwards. Because God is always speaking, but sometimes we just don't hear it for the noise all around.